Hello, I'm out and about on my bike doing some state permitted exercise, and it's the final day of lockdown. It's great news. For a couple of months now we've been in the circuit breaker. That ended a couple of weeks ago, just at the start of this month, and the circuit breaker ending wasn't really the start of freedom because it was still phase one and nothing really changed. A couple of people went to work, a couple of people went back to school, and that was about it. But tomorrow is the start of phase two, and that's when things really start to change. So shops can be open that aren't, classed as essential. Swimming pools are going to be open, gyms are going to be open, food restaurants are going to be open. You'll be able to eat in places. You can gather with up to 5 people from outside your house. Apologies. You can go round to people's houses as well. Sports are coming back. Plenty is on offer. There's still restrictions, still going to have to wear masks. Just going past Marina Bay, by the way. Lovely view. Yeah, still going to have to wear masks. Still have to check into a lot of places with a QR code on the phone. Still going to have to maintain social distancing. All those rules are going to stay in play as well, but there's going to feel like an element of freedom. How have we got to this stage? Well, the case numbers in the community, which if you watch one of my previous videos, I talk a bit more about how they're classing them as basically cases that aren't involving migrant workers in dormitories. Sorry, my mask keeps slipping down. The cases in the community have got pretty low. We're getting an average 2, 3, 4 a day now, and they're staying low, so they're pretty happy with that. Obviously the cases in the dormitories are still very high. That's a real moral issue to be discussed another day, really. We're going to have the situation where a lot of people are going to be sort of doing fairly normal things again. They're going to be quite free, and then we're going to have a lot of these migrant workers still back in dormitories where the cases are high. But the main sort of top line to take away is that tomorrow things are going to be busy again. The city is going to start to slowly come to life. It's going to be interesting to see, how people are, how people act. Will they be a little bit worried? Will they be a bit nervous? Will people actually want to go to restaurants? Will people actually want to go out and about? There's still more phases to come. Bars aren't open, cinemas aren't open. So there's still things to come. And the situation with the borders remains the same as well. The borders are still closed. Certain people from certain countries can come in now and they don't have to quarantine as well, which is quite interesting. But that's only if they've got a long-term visitor pass or they're a resident here. A lot of people still aren't allowed in though, so that isn't changing too much. So for example, if I was to leave now, it would be very, very difficult, maybe even impossible to get back in. But I'm just on a lovely cycle through what the sign said was the meadow. I'm right by Gardens by the Bay. You can sort of occasionally see Marina Bay just creeping up the top. Just getting my daily exercise. The first thing I'm going to do when the lockdown ends tomorrow, wow. Well, I think I'm going to go for a swim. I think I'm going to get up and I'm going to go straight to the swimming pool. Maybe even to the gym as well. I don't know how they're going to do it. We have to wear masks walking around, and then suddenly you can just go to a gym or a swimming pool. I don't quite know how that works. And I don't know if there's going to be restrictions on the amount of people who can be in the swimming pool at the same time. But that's the first thing I'm going to do. Then I'm going to try and go to the gym, if that's possible, if I can get in, if it's open, blah, blah, blah. And then I'm probably going to go and get some food, or go to a little takeaway spot or something. Or a little cafe even. No more takeaways. I don't need any more takeaways. I've had so many. Maybe a little cafe, sit in with a coffee and just enjoy the general freedom that's going to be on offer. Circuit breaker or lockdown itself, it's been a fascinating period. It's been particularly weird for me because I just moved to Singapore. I wasn't working here for a while. I've learned a lot about myself. I've been learning a bit new skills. I've been looking at finance, investing, learning all about that. Sorry, my mask must be too loose for me. I've been learning a lot about myself. I attempted to learn Spanish, although that's kind of gone out the window at the moment. Maybe there'll be better languages to learn here. I've been teaching some English lessons on italki, which has been really, really fun. And I've just kind of became maybe a bit more mellow, maybe a bit more relaxed about things. I've just found it very pleasant, actually. I know a lot of people have been struggling, and rightly so. It's a very weird, strange period, but I've actually quite enjoyed it. And I've started a new job here this week, and it's been weird going to work and stuff, but it's been nice to get out of the house and do a bit more. So yeah, I've learned a lot. Will life ever be the same again? It's easy to say no, and it's kind of the cool thing, I think, at the moment, is to say the new normal and the world has changed forever. And I think in many ways elements of the world will have changed forever. What we've gone through is, unprecedented, unbelievable. But I think we'll slowly, surely get our confidence back. People will start to head out again. People will have more confidence to go to restaurants, go to bars. It's got to be fascinating to see what happens. Beijing at the moment is in this situation where there's been a new cluster of cases and they might have to have a lockdown. So I think for a long, long time, this is going to be very disruptive to our lives. But I'm very happy that tomorrow Singapore will slightly reopen. It's the first real opportunity I've had to see the city coming back to life since I've lived here. So I'm going to fully embrace it. I'll get some videos out of post-lockdown life, what I've been up to, some of the sights and the scenes and the smells. Just having a lovely cycle on the final day of lockdown. So join me for my next video and see what I get up to.